All right, everybody, how you doing? This is Captain Jack here. We are live from the Galleon Studios, getting my tracks ready for the outtakes, and we'll do that later on. Yeah, we do got a lot to cover tonight, Frank. Good to hear from you as well. So I see Frank is over here. If you're here, check in. Hey, Steve Running, thanks for everybody. If you're here, check on in so I know who I'm talking to. We got Frank and Steve and at least 4 more people here on the YouTube channel. Let's see what I got over here on Facebook. Raphael, Jason Snell, James Rader, Rocky, and Lorenzo. Raider Homer is over on YouTube as well, as is Jesse Marquez. I am doing fine. It's a great day to be here talking sports. I will say again, if you're here on my Facebook, thank you for being here. But for best picture, for best audio, for best sound, come on over to the YouTube channel. That should be there at the beginning, should be on the title. YouTube.com/C/Captain Jack Rackham Levy. We're going to go right into our bottom line up front. And again, 1 week out from the draft, taking a little bit of a pause. Get everybody has a chance to kind of get to their inner soul and figure out what they've done football team-wise. I know what the Raiders have done, but there are other people that are on here, so hopefully we'll get some of those folks to call in as well. Thank Raphael. Raphael knows what's going on. He's coming over to YouTube. Get on over to YouTube, get there, subscribe, and you'll know when I'm on. So it's good to see you. But before we do anything else, obviously, the baseball and hockey and basketball games are going on in earnest. In fact, I am watching, so I have some background with sports going on. Right now, I'm watching the Bruins at the Blue Jackets, with Columbus surprisingly up 2-1. This is game 4 at Columbus. So I said, can we see another upset where the Blue Jackets, who've already taken out the Lightning, take out one of the better teams in the East in Boston? I know I'm rooting for the Blue Jackets, but it's because I can't stand the Bruins. Can't stand the Bruins. Can't stand anybody Boston-wise, but that should be an easy fix. So since we've gone there, let's catch everybody up here on what is going on in sports. We will start with hockey. We are in round 2, where the series between the Dallas Stars and the Blues are tied at 2 games apiece. The Avalanche are up 2-1 against the Sharks. I don't know how you can say they're getting it done, Chris, when they're down 2-1, but I guess that's a matter of opinion. As I stated, Columbus is up 2-1 over the Bruins, and what is another shocker in my mind are the Carolina Hurricanes leading the Islanders 3-0. I'm sure we're going to hear from Jimmy Farrell tonight, who is probably beside himself. You know, the Islanders look like, they could be one of the teams to beat, but they're getting blown out by Carolina. Since we are talking playoffs, we will switch over to basketball. And again, catching everybody up, what was a preferred contest to see who is going to come out of the West, Golden State is having no problem right now with Houston up 2-0. And pretty much beating them without an effort. This is the series that pretty much everybody is looking. I honestly think that whoever wins this series is going to win the championship, but that's me. On the other side, Portland and Denver are tied 1-1. Actually, surprisingly, because, Portland even winning against Denver, that was a hell of a win they had the other night. In the East, and I can flip back on the channel here as well, Philadelphia and Toronto are both tied at 1 game apiece, as well as Boston and Milwaukee. Now, the Celtics Bucks series, the Celtics just laid into the Bucks the first game, and Milwaukee came back and at least has tied up that series. But, that's basketball, so anything can happen in basketball. In baseball, so we get some standings going here, the Rays, the local team for me, although I am a Phillies fan, as pretty much everybody knows, okay, the Rays are up 2.5 over the Yankees. So, again, Jimmy Farrell probably not doing too well there for that. And they are the best team in baseball, although the Rays surprisingly lost to the worst team in the American League in Kansas City yesterday. Got swept in a doubleheader. But they're still the best team in baseball. Again, up 2.5 over the Yankees in the American League East. The Twins are up handily. I shouldn't say handily, but they are up 3 games over the Indians. The Indians are probably the best team in that division, but the Twins right now are outlasting them. And in a very tight race in the West, Houston is only a half game up on Seattle. Why I look at the West is because I always like to see where the A's are. The A's are 4.5 back, one of the worst teams in baseball. Not the worst team in baseball, but I always like to see this so I know how fast that field is going to change when it comes to football season. I like the A's, but when they prevents my team from being on a real football field, I always kind of look to see what's going on. I saw the Elder is here. Dodgers are the best. I don't know about that. 20-13 against 20-11. No, technically they are not the best. They have 2 more losses, so the Rays are the best team in baseball. But as the Elder AJ Brayhugh is stating, the Dodgers are in first place in the National League West, up a game on Arizona, who beat Yankees today, and 1.5 over the Padres. Still a tight race out in the West. In the Central, you know what? I got to take it back because in the Central, the St. Louis is 20-10. So technically, they are the best team in baseball with a 6.6, I'll say 7 win percentage. I don't like to say 6.66. But winning the Central by 3 over the Cubs. Cubs are a wild card team right now. And then, of course, my Phillies at 17-13, a game and a half up over the Mets. It's thinning out a little bit in the National League East. The Braves are only 2.5 back. Washington, 4.5 back. They're losing now, Mike? Okay, so that's my bottom line as far as what's going on sports-wise. The big thing for my bottom line, of course, I'm going to talk about my Raiders. 2 big happenings. In case you missed it, in some workouts the other day, the running back that the Raiders had picked up in the offseason, Isaiah Crowell, already gone for the year with an injury. No, I'm not showing that. I am not showing that, Elder. My Phillies do not do that. I'm not showing that. We'll see what they got. How many World Series have the Dodgers lost recently? Was it 2? 2, right? Anyway, getting back, Isaiah Crowell is down for the year, and the Raiders immediately went back and picked up their most productive running back last year was Doug Martin. Doug's not going to be wearing his number 28. That's already been given over to the number 1 draft pick, who is Jacobs. So Jacobs is going to be wearing 28. Doug's probably going to be wearing 27 or 29. I'm sure it'll be close. But the Raiders did go out and sign their most productive back. It was a shame. I was looking to see what Crowell was going to be doing this year, but he won't be doing it in a Raiders uniform. Again, a shame. I do think, though, that might open up some carries for Chris Warren III. not having that standout back, pending another pickup, by the way. Maybe Warren will get some more opportunities to run the ball. And then what is surprising to me, okay, 26. Okay, Chris, I haven't been keeping up. We'll call it 26. Surprisingly, the Raiders let go of Lee Smith today. Lee Smith hasn't been the, shall we say, the most awe-inspiring tight end, but for the last 4 years has been very consistent for the Raiders. Lee Smith already cut. You're looking at Waller right now as Waller, Carrier as our tight ends. Now remember, Moreau was also signed, and again, the lesser round picks for the Raiders. Let's get all of these right. I'll be going in. Let's see. Quentin Bell, who is related to the Raiders' Nick Bell. I actually got a Nick Bell football card. How far back I go. Hunter Renfrow is also signed. And I'll tell you, Hunter Renfrow, is going to be one of our most productive receivers, even as a rookie. I'm telling you that. Again, Foster Moreau was signed. Johnson, the corner, was signed. And Mad Max Crosby was signed. So all of the lesser round picks from rounds 4 through 7 were signed by the Raiders. They're in camp. Yeah, Luke Wilson, I forgot about him. And that's one of those things we actually need to talk about is all of these players, man, you kind of forget. By the way, Wilson has 2 L's, Chris. That's what makes him unique. All of these players, I mean, what I really have to do is I actually need to put up and I'm going to go to Raiders.com so that I can find it. I'll get a roster out because you forget about all of these different players. Wilson, in my mind, is definitely going to – close enough. I got you. Wilson, in my mind, is definitely going to be taking the place for Lee Smith and the fact that he is a reliable receiver. He blocks effectively. He's a bit on the younger side. He actually is more of a target. He's more of a threat than Smith ever was. So I think that that'll be just fine. You know, my hat's off, literally, to Lee Smith in his productive career with the Raiders. So I'll give him. Well, where the hell's the roster? Shoot, they got to have a roster somewhere. My goodness, I'm on the site. Oh, okay, we'll go to team. Okay, I'll find it. Got the team. Still moving around. Got the squirreling mouse of death. And there's the roster. I'll leave it up. It might be easier to go. But again, if you're here, thank you for joining me, everybody. Let me see if I can get caught up on comments. Go over here to Facebook. Who else has been here? Carmine, thanks for coming in. Beto, Raphael, Mern, and Ron, Barajas, James, Mitchell, Asa, or Asa. I think it's Asa. Raider Neil, Elizabeth Fielder, thanks for coming in. Raider Neil, hello. Tom Perez and Fred Lujan. Again, if you are over on Facebook, thank you for being here. But please go over to YouTube. Better video, better audio quality. And if you like what you see on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you tell all your friends. Get back with the other comments. Let me see if I can get caught up here. Wow. Ed is on duty. Thank you. Yeah, we did talk about the Sharks. Will Marshawn be back? That's a big no. And I'll tell you why. The fact that he was out there and he stated that he was ready to play, as I've said months ago, I really didn't think that Marshawn was going to be back at all. It was kind of proved, excuse me, with the signing of Doug Martin. You had a chance to sign either one, and the Raiders went after the more productive running back. So I don't think Marshawn is going to be back. There you go. Chris Donnet said the same thing. Golden State owns the referees. I haven't been watching. You know why I don't care? I don't watch basketball until the conference finals because who cares? Oh, yeah, then we get the elder saying Dodgers are the best. Yeah, okay. Only gets interested to me after the All-Star break. I can see that. Giants, hey, don't let me have to get in between you guys about the Cardinals that we got. We have 5 rings. Who? The Dodgers? Who cares? Phillies have 2. They'll mean crap. Renfroe is going to kill it in the slot. Thank you, Chris Don. That actually agrees with me as well. Finally, we'll have a reliable guy in the slot with Renfroe. Definitely. Jimmy Harris, I agree. Interested in the loaded receiver room. I know of at least 3 will be on the 53. That's going to be a very tight room. Hey, Asa, thanks for coming over. And Brown, Williams, Renfroe. And that's why I believe, actually, because we are going to talk this, is that people keep talking about J.J. Nelson. I think he gets lost in the shuffle. Pending any injuries. I don't think J.J. Nelson makes it. I think he's pretty much like a camp body. I mean, because you have the capabilities, these younger players that are big, strong, fast. You know, J.J. Nelson is very fast. I get it. I can't remember the receiver I was looking at that I saw it where somebody ran a 4.16. Wow, a 4.16. And I think it's the kid that was either a wide receiver that they're making him a defensive back, or he's a defensive back that they're making a wide receiver. It's just unheard of. I tell you, a 4.16, again, somebody was not quite quick on that click. DB to wide receiver, Jimmy Harris knows. Thank you. But there's a reason why folks are defensive backs and are not wide receivers. Hands are usually suspect. But then again, the great Cliff Branch himself used to drop a lot of balls. But he worked on it, and there you go. I'm not hating on your Dodgers. Elder, Raider Rev. I'm just saying, man. Just saying. Baseball to me, who was saying it doesn't even get interested until after the All-Star break? That's about it. Cliff put fear in the NFL defense, so did James Jett. But if you can't catch the ball, the fear is subsided. So we've gotten that. We've gotten the comments. I did my bottom line up front. Again, if you are on Facebook, please come over to YouTube. Linus is here. Daryl Hobbs, good to see you, sir. Daryl Hobbs, definitely would love to have you call into my show. IM me, sir, so I can get your information, and we can have you join in for when we talk to the players. I want to have Daryl Hobbs be one of those players. And there's another one that, like you said, we're talking about receivers that can run the routes and can blow the tops off of defense. Daryl Hobbs is a perfect example. I'm not trying to blow smoke. I did enjoy watching you play for our Raiders. Pam is here, Pam Fremu from Vegas, and Matt McClendon again, Mark McClendon. Mark, again, if you are on Facebook, thank you for being here. Please come over to YouTube. Better sound, better audio, better picture. Okay, I'm going to open up the phone line. I know you're probably saying, dude, geez, old man, shut up so we can call in. Okay, the phone line is open. We got Google out. Number is 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. I got my phone here, so hopefully when you call in, I'll know who's calling in, unless I don't have your number, and then we'll figure it out. If you're for real, we'll get you into the phone. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Google Voice is open. I'm waiting on your call because I can read your comments, and we'll see. So did Marcus is what? Stop hating. Okay. Oh, Marcus. And let's see. It's tough looking at roster, wondering who's going to be. I tell you, this is going to be the most jam-packed 53 in years. In years. Okay? There are so many players that the Raiders have that people, when they get cut, they're going to go to other teams and they're going to be productive on other teams. We can't keep everybody. Can't keep everybody. So, again, let's talk about it. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Wow, I'm surprised I don't have any calls yet. Well, we can talk. We can talk about the roster. And until that, I guess we will. Let's say, and I got the roster up here. Unfortunately, it's not by position. It's by, well, let's see if we can get it to where it's by position. Hopefully I can do that. I'm trying. Team, well, the coaches, administration, depth. Here we go. Let's go depth chart. That's a little bit easier to see. And it will be updated later this summer during training camp. I try to make it easier, but they don't have it where it's easy to see. So I got to go back to player by player in alphabetical order. It really is hard to see that way. Because, again, there's about, 90 players on the roster right now? I mean, so many players. So many players. Wide receiver, well, Chris Don said wide receiver Brown, Williams, Renfro. Again, I don't think J.J. Nelson makes it. You got, starting O-line, Brown. Yeah. Oh, so Chris Donnett's given his unofficial 53 right now. Yet, well, Good was the right guard at the end of the season last year. Remember, though, no matter what, mark in a spot for Devy. Devy is the man that we picked up. He's guard. He's a center. He's definitely the interior backup. And he's going to be there, in my estimation. He's going to be there. So it's there. Devy, put him in. In fact, let's go through here. We got Abram again, safety we just drafted. Aitman is there on that roster. Tight end, of course. Barrett, yeah, and Quentin Bell again. He's a project. I think Quentin Bell is probably going to be on the practice squad. Needs a little bit of seasoning, but I like his measurables. 6'4", 253. Needs a little bit of meat, but we'll get there. Blacknell came on last year. Of course, Brown is going to make it, as will Trent Brown. Perfect, maybe. Paul Butler was looking really impressive again. That's another one of those tight ends. We even have a battle at kicker between Pinheiro and Carlson. Some guy named Carr. I think he might make the roster. Carrier, again, one of the tight ends. Conley is going to be one of our starting quarterbacks. Sunshine, James Cowser. I don't know whether he makes it this year. Yeah, of course, Jimmy, there's going to be more bodies brought in. Crowell, injured reserve. DePaula was a long snapper. What is going to happen to Carl Joseph? Very good question, Mike. And again, that's another reason why, if you're on Facebook, please come over to YouTube. Because, again, I got my worksheet over here. Let me see if I can take it out. I'll try. There we go. At least I tried. There we go. If you have questions, I popped out Facebook. Did I? No, I guess it didn't do it. Okay, I'm trying to get where I can do the, read the comments and but I can there's only so many things where I can pop out like one by one. There we go. Hopefully that worked. See if it did. I'm trying to find out. Did it work? I'm kind of talking to myself. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I got the roster popped out. So I got that. That's one thing done. It's running a little slow over here. So Marshall. Yeah, I was going to say tough linebacker core as well. Going back to the roster, we were just going down the field, Paulo McKinnon Dorleant, DB, must be one of those free agent pickups. There we go. Let's see who we got. Unknown caller. Oh, sorry about that. Accidentally clicked on the wrong button. Call back 417. If you were calling from the 417 area code, please call back. Accidentally hit the wrong button. Apologies. I did it. I accidentally hit the wrong thing. If you were calling in from Missouri, please call back. Again, I think that, and it all depends upon the offer that we get. If we get any offers for Karl Joseph, remember he was a first-round pick, 2 years ago? 2 or 3 years ago. I want to keep him. Here we go. Thanks again. 417, who am I talking to?
417. Frank Rizzo.
Frank, man, I don't know why your phone didn't connect the last time. Let me put it in. I thought I had you in here, so I'm putting it in here now. Okay, excellent. So we'll get you in here. And I know I love the name Frank Rizzo. Like I said, to me, Frank Rizzo will always be the Philly mayor and also the police commissioner of Philly. So we got you in here.
Don't forget Jerky Boys.
Okay, you are in here, shipmate. So hopefully it won't happen again where I don't know who I'm talking to. Talk to me, brother. What's going on?
Were you surprised, honest opinion, with our number 4 pick?
Yes and no. I wasn't surprised that we picked him. I actually had him as a possible pick in the 20s. But
that's where I had him.
Here's the thing, though. And actually, after watching and listening to Mayock, and how they had him rated. Remember, people were talking about, the Raiders jumping up to grab that quarterback. Did that happen? Did we grab a quarterback? No.
I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't either. But the thing is that everybody, BSPN, and I said it correctly, BSPN, hook, line, and sinker, had the Raiders trading Carr, not liking Carr, wanting to grab Murray, maybe that they were some smoke screens and they were going to get Haskins, yada, 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 bullshit. And the point is that they grabbed the best pure defensive end in the draft, rated right there with Nick Bosa. And I told everybody that I didn't want anything to do with Nick Bosa, but the Raiders apparently did. They wanted to move up to get him. He wasn't available. They had Cleveland as their number 2, right? Or actually, I should say 1A with Nick Bosa. Now, everybody is bitching that we didn't get the kid from Kentucky. Okay, I got it. Josh Allen would have been a good call there, but here's the thing. Josh Allen needs to put on weight. Josh Allen needs to learn how to put his hand in the dirt. Already, Clelin Ferrell, who was the Butkus Award winner last year, 2-time national champion, has a heart and head above all else. He's already there. Clelin Ferrell right now is better than Arden Key, and Arden's already got a year in the books. Why? Because he already has the technique down. He's already got the body down. He doesn't need to grow. He's there. He needs experience. He's going to get that. So in that respect, picking him at 4 made sense if we didn't think we were going to get him lower in the round. We addressed our pass rush needs right off the bat. And then what did we get with our other picks? Well, we get the best running back in the draft. And then, of course, we get one of the highest rated safeties that can just out and out give licks, and again put Carl Joseph on notice whether he's going to be here or not. I'd like to keep Carl Joseph, by the way, but we'll see. But
yeah, I do too. I love Carl Joseph, but he just hasn't stepped up like he was supposed to.
Yeah, he needs. Did I say Dick Butkus Award winner? Ted Hendricks Award winner. If I did, Mike, I'm sorry. I knew what I wanted to say. Yeah, Ted Hendricks already came out, said that he was really happy with the pick. I'm really happy with the pick. He was a fantastic pick. I thought actually we might have been able to get him lower, but apparently other people wanted him as well. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of jumped on the what did you call it? The ESPN?
No, the BSPN.
BSPN, yeah.
The bull.
Because, you know, driving all day long, I listen to the ESPN all day long.
That's right.
And, you know, that's all I hear. I'll tell you what, if I had a chance to sit down with these guys and interview them, and I think the Raiders are trying to build character.
Yes.
And leadership. And I think that's why they jumped up and grabbed him. After I heard him in the interviews, I was impressed with the kid.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, and that is one of the reasons why Dabo Swinney is making $10 million a year. 9.5. I think.
How many guys did we take out of Clemson?
Well,
we 3, 4,
3. We got 3. We got that we drafted. I'm not sure if we picked any up in free agency, but we drafted our defensive end, we drafted our cornerback, and we drafted our slot receiver. Clemson. And these guys are winners, okay? People were saying that one person on one of the boards was saying, you know, I'm kind of not sure about that cornerback we got from Clemson because he only had like 3 picks in his entire career. Well, there's a reason why. It was because he locked down the field every time that he played. His half of the field was on lockdown, so nobody threw the ball his way. That's a great
you remember
kid.
Another Raider that had that same kind of problem?
Yeah.
His name was Nnamdi.
Yeah, Nnamdi. I'll throw you another Raider that had that problem. His name was Haynes.
Yeah. Another good example.
That's right.
You're not getting the picks and you're not getting those kind of sets. They're not throwing your way.
That's right. That's why Lester actually played so much better when Michael came on the team, because Mike would lock down, and Mike was an all-pro with the Patriots as well. And we got him for a song. And then they said, well, we can't throw on Michael Haynes' side of the field, so let's pick on that kid Lester. And Lester got that much better because he was the only thing in town, you know? So I have no problem with Mullen. I think that he's going to be a fantastic corner. I'm not sure whether he's going to be out the street from jump as our starting corner. I think it might go to Worley off the bat with Conley on the other side. But then again, if Mullen impresses, we'll see. And I'll tell you what, the kid Johnson, I think his name is Johnson, from the Texas product, you give him some opportunity and you give him some coaching, and he will be a very good corner as well. We drafted so many good players this year that are.
Oh yeah, we addressed the defense. I mean, we did 2 in the first round, 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and 1 in the seventh.
Yeah,
we went draft heavy, and they were all quality picks. I was extremely impressed.
We were, and like I said, Mad Max, give him some production and let him go. And like I said, Nick Bell's nephew, you know. A lot of good.
I'm kind of enamored with that guy. I'll be honest. I mean, what did he? Well, here he goes 6'4", 238, and he runs a 4.4 40 time. Now compare that to one of our other great edge defenders, Khalil Mack, 6'3", 247, and runs a slower 40 time. So if this kid puts on weight.
Who? What was that name? Who? I don't know. I have so many of the 50 Who's jerseys. I won't be wearing them until he's out of the league, because then it'll be one of those former Raider players that you wear. And it's a shame because I want to say I have a lot of 50 Who jerseys. And they,
I do as well. I'm not going to get rid of him.
No, just wait. If he becomes a Hall of Famer and he's on a trajectory, 50 who might be one of those players that will be, hey, we had him. He didn't want to be a Raider, though. He didn't want to be here.
That's the culture we're trying to build.
That's right.
With all the characteristics. So, yeah, not upset about that. But like I said, I'm kind of enamored by Bell.
I am as well.
6'4", 238, and runs a 4.40. This kid's got a shot.
I think so. Like I said, I don't know if he's going to make the 53, but I tell you what, between free agency and the draft and the free agent pickups that are, we still have like a rookie camp. Remember, we signed Richard out of rookie camp last year because he was so impressive. So there still might be one or two players coming aboard yet. That remember, of the 53 that we have for this season, I tell you what, there might be 35 new players on that 53. There's probably going to be at least 30 new players on this team this year. I want to say that. There's probably going to be about 30 new players.
I wouldn't want to have that job of selecting that 53 with that roster they've got right now.
Yeah. It's going to be tough.
That's going to be a tough job.
Yeah. But you know what? It'll be so fantastic to actually have people that we cut that find jobs with other teams and knows the quality of the players that we have. It used to be that we had to wait until other teams cut their players to fill out our roster. We would have a final 53 on Saturday night. And then on Sunday morning or Sunday night or Monday morning, there would be 5 new guys on it because we were waiting to see who other teams cut. And we put them on our roster then because we didn't have quality then. This was about 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Not this year.
This year it's going to be a lot better. It's going to be a lot better.
I am a little concerned with tight end.
Well, I tell you, we do have – I want to say there's some good quality there younger, okay? Remember, we have Carrier, Butler, Waller, Wilson. There's 4 right there. And then Moreau, the pick. That's 5. And these guys, big, strong, fast, and can catch the ball. Obviously, somebody's going to need to fill in for that, doesn't get a lot of calls his way and can block the hell out of somebody because there's going to be at least one of those guys there. I like Waller and Carrier as more of the athletic guys that can actually run the routes and grab the ball. Butler is kind of like that guy like in the Lee Smith mold, big, strong, and can block and occasionally catch the ball. And again, Wilson's like that too. So maybe they're fighting it out for that one spot. But we're going to have good tight ends this year. Just a matter of, who actually makes the team. Like you said, there's going to be so much fighting in camp for these spots. It's going to be amazing to see. I'm very happy, barring injury, knocking wood, I'm very happy with the depth and quality that we have this year right now. And we still have the second phase of free agency to go through in July and August.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering, with them getting rid of Lee Smith, are they making room for another big signing potentially?
I don't think Lee was made. Is
there anybody left?
Well, there's going to be 1 or 2 people that get cut in July. Those surprise cuts. There's always somebody that comes off the book, and they get nabbed. Okay, I don't know how much money we have left. I can go to Spot Track and find out. In fact, if you remind me, said, "Hey Schmuck, make sure you have Spot Track up the next time you do your show." I don't know what our cap space is. I'm sure, knowing that we have some good capologists in there still, I want to say we still have the capabilities to sign 1 or 2 more players, okay? So there might be still a semi-splash free agent that comes in. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's always money available in my mind. I don't think we're up against the cap right now. I think we're okay there. You still here, Frank?
Yep, still here.
Okay, I thought I wanted to make sure I didn't lose you. By the way, I gotta say it because it's mandatory. If you want to knock out Frank Rizzo, the number is right there, 813-699-0834. Only one line. So if you want to knock out the Riz, the Jerky Boy, the number is there, 813-699-0834. What else do you got for me, brother?
That's all I have, Cap. I just wanted to go over those few things and get your thoughts and opinions on them.
Well, I'll always give you my opinion. I don't sugarcoat it. I don't lie to you. I will give you what I feel and the best I can. And again, I appreciate you calling in, Frank, and I'm glad I got you in my phone now, brother.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Cap.
All right. Thanks again, Frank. You take care.
You too. Bye.
That was Frank Rizzo. I got him in my phone now. At least I did. I want to make sure while I'm here. So remember, the number is available, 813-699-0834. I'm going to make sure there. So I thought I put it in here. Okay. Come on. There it is. Yep, it showed up. Frank Rizzo, you are in there. I just wanted to be sure. Going back to comments, making sure I'm trying to keep up on them. I haven't seen too many. Okay, good. I'm up on comments there. Want to welcome to the show Gary Watson, Juan Lopez, Ernie Madrid. Good to see you, brother. Zolly, or is it Zoli? It's Zoli, I'm sure. Apologies. Wow. Ramon Alfonso. Okay. And Keith Alvarez. Thanks for coming in as well. Okay, I know we're going to have fun with this caller. Tommy Beard, how you doing, brother?
I'm all right. Just watching the Red Sox.
And what's the score?
3-2, Red Sox.
Okay. Now, I did congratulate the Red Sox for sweeping the Rays when they came down here into Tampa. But and we didn't talk baseball the last time, but I would like to make sure that folks remember that the Rays not quite turned the trick on the Sox, and they were in Fenway last week, but they did win 2 out of 2 games. Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
The other game is a makeup on June 8th, I think.
That'll be what, a doubleheader, or did they throw it in one of the off days?
No, it was a 3-game series. You all won the 2 that was played. What was it? Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I think Friday was rained out.
And Friday was rained out. I know it was June.
Yeah.
But when I said June 8th, it don't seem right because I believe that is when
the Yankees are in town.
I believe that's when we go to London and play the Yankees for 2. And don't even get me started on that whole bullshit. That's just that's just something else to get me started. And I'm just completely annoying that shit. That's so dumb.
No, wait a second. In London, where are they playing? In Wembley?
I don't remember what stadium, but I do know there are 2 games. It's a 2-game series in London that the Red Sox and Yankees are playing.
Okay.
And what I do not like, we play the 2 games. Instead of having a day off for travel, we don't. We play the 2 games. We travel. I believe we travel to Tampa. I know we play Tampa.
Uh-huh.
I cannot remember if it's in Boston or if it's in Tampa.
Wow. I mean, that is stupid.
Play,
yeah.
Like I said, don't even get me started with that shit because that's just ridiculous.
Okay. We won't go there. Not going to talk about the Red Sox and Yankees in London. Okay, so talk to me about other things.
What do you feel? Because I've missed most of the show until I picked up a phone to see when you were on.
Okay.
What's your feelings on this re-signing of Doug Martin? I love it.
Okay, I like it in the respect that people were asking, it's like, well, are we going to sign Lynch? I said no. And you and I both were in agreement on that. I'm a upset that Isaiah Crowell did not get a chance to show his wares this season. I mean, I'm sorry to see that he got injured. You know, first practice with the team and he tears his Achilles. It did. It sucked, and I think that the Raiders we're going to be a bit worse for wear on that, but they did sign their most productive running back in Doug Martin, and Doug Martin, who is 30 years old, Vice Lynch at 33, is still the best running back that was available. I saw the article. It said 5 running backs that can take his place. 2 of the running backs were the ones we had last year, and Lynch and Martin. The other one was Jay Ajayi, and then they had like 2 other guys who I can't remember. And then it said at the bottom.
I would be surprised after all the talks are done and everything after the preseason, we may bring somebody else in. You never know who could be out on the market.
Well, that's what I said, and that's why I said in Spot Track. I don't know. According to Neil, thanks again to Neil, let's call it $14 million. What we have left. We got $14 million left. Now, remember, though, we still have to sign our first-round picks. So subtract, I want to say maybe $6 million of that. Maybe, I don't know. I know that the picks are slotted. So, okay, let's say we get rid of half of that. If we got 4 teams, let's say we lose 7. Let's say we got $7 million.
We got rid of Lee Smith, too. So there's money there.
Yeah, but it wasn't really that much, though. I don't think Lee Smith was making maybe $3-4 million a year. I mean, again, I don't have the figure in my head, but I don't think it was that much. So we'll see. We'll see.
I was shocked when I got on Twitter. I got the alert from NBC Sports Oakland where it said it's been confirmed Lee Smith has been released.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. Somebody's pranking. Somebody hacked something.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw it too, and then it was like, then I read to see that it was actually legitimate. You know, I'm sure that Lee Smith, being the quality person that he is probably going to come out with a thank you, Raider Nation tweet or quote real soon. You know, a quality gentleman and a really good guy to have on the team. Been there, and Ben Carr's. I want to say that was Derek Carr's probable favorite receiver for the 4 years he was here, because he knew that Lee Smith would always catch the ball and would always give him positive yards. And they were close.
I don't know. He threw it pretty well to Crabtree too, when Crabtree was on the team.
Well, I'm talking about a combination of favorite in interpersonal relationships along with catching the ball. Probably his number one receiver, his favorite receiver.
But you brought up the whole Lynch thing.
Yeah.
And we both agreed that he would retire, that he would not be on this team.
Yep.
I watched the Pro Football Talk this morning.
Okay.
And they were on there talking. I agree with what they said. That they had on there where Lynch came out. He said he would resign. He would come back if needed be. But I think it was Chris Sims. May not be, maybe the other guy that said he didn't see it happening because John Gruden and Mayock is trying to change the culture.
Ding, ding, ding.
And they want these guys that they brought in, Farrell, and they said it. If you remember, Mayock, the only thing Mayock talked to him about was being a leader.
Yeah.
Stepping up and being the leader. And Farrell can't do that if Lynch is on this team. Because Lynch, I think he said, 14, 13-year guy? And Farrell wouldn't let him take it because it would have been his locker room.
Right.
And they want to change the culture. They want these young guys to come in, take over this year, use this year to get used to the league, and come flying into the league next year in Vegas.
Remember, though, and you make a good point. That is the reason why a certain tight end by the name of Cook is not on this team is because
we're not getting into that conversation.
Wait a second, but no, you brought no. You brought up the point about locker room presence and leadership. Gruden did not like Cook in the locker room. He was not a leader, and that is very important. Yes, your most productive receiver last year is gone, but they didn't like the locker room presence and the lack of leadership that Jared Cook brought there. Plus, he was probably going to be making way too much money that the Raiders felt like they wanted to give to him. If he was a locker room presence and was a good fit for the team, sure, he would be on the team, but you're giving a lot of money to somebody that does not have those qualities. That's the reason why Jared Cook is not on this team.
And who in the hell is starting this shit of should we bring back King? I mean, we didn't restart. We let his ass go last year. Why in the hell would we bring him back? Don't get me wrong. We need a punter, but I'll leave that alone too.
Well, I think it was the fact that they were really not happy with Johnny Townsend. And that's unfortunate because again, and again, I am going to show a little bit of bias here. Having said that, I get it. I'm a Gator. I get it. But Johnny Townsend was a fantastic punter for Florida, and actually he was the best punter in college 2 years ago. He was the best punter in college. So,
but at the same time, Captain, and you can vouch for this. And I'm not saying it because I'm a Hurricane.
Okay, I'm waiting.
But you all did not have it all fixed. How many times did you come out and be 4 and out and have to punt? 4 and out, have to punt. 4 and out, have to punt.
Okay.
Being the best offense of that year that I saw, and it surprised me, was when you played LSU. And even then, it was still low scoring.
Yeah, I think it was like, what, a 6-3, 9-6 game or something like that. I remember the game you're talking about. Yeah, it was boring.
That offense back then really wasn't that good. He was punting the ball an awful lot.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And that was the year that he was the best punter in college, right?
I mean, I'll give you this year. Because kind of really don't really have a choice unless we do bring back King. But I do not see it.
Well,
I don't see Gruden dealing with his antics unless he does it, unless he deals with it to flip the field.
Now are we talking King, or are we talking Lynn? Who are we talking about right now?
King.
Okay.
The only way I see King on this team is if Gruden swallows his pride, and we all know that's not happening.
Hey, there you go. I mean, why even entertain the thought?
It just deals with the flip the field, because that hurt us last year too.
Yeah, I tell you what though, if you're talking flipping the field. If King was such a master at it, then why the hell was he cut in Denver where the air is thin as crap? He played like crap for the Broncos, and they got sick of his antics. So if you're going to be able to flip the field, you better be able to do it consistently, and he couldn't even do it for the Broncos. To me...
Well, it is Denver.
Okay, but to me, that's a testimony of that how far King has fallen off, okay? He wasn't a good punter. If you're not a good punter and you're playing half your games in Denver, my God, you definitely need to have your head examined. And then you have the character issues. That's the reason why he's not playing football. So I honestly don't think,
I agree with.
Yeah.
The character, the antics, dancing on the field, and all the stuff that's off the field and everything, I don't get it. And have you seen the story of your old true freshman quarterback?
Of our...
The kid is just, he's transferring out.
At Florida?
Yep.
No, I'll be honest, partner, I haven't been keeping up.
Well, was it 2 weeks ago? I seen it on Twitter. And I laughed my ass off. I'm going to tell you the truth. I said, oh, my God. He's just getting there campus, and he's already transporting out.
So
more of the story that came out today.
Okay.
He is being charged with two women, sexual assault. Now, I could say a joke, but I won't because of you.
I appreciate it. And the thing is that
if he's this dumb, and I'm not saying because of the Gator. Anybody.
No, and I agree with you.
If he thinks he can transfer out, and this is going to disappear, then he's dumber than I actually thought.
And again, I appreciate the fact that you didn't have an easy hit. But the point is that whether he's a Gator, whether he's a Knoll, whether he's a Cane, whether he's from FAAU, doesn't matter what school he's from in Florida or any other state. If you are stupid enough to have an issue where you have a dual sexual assault and you're coming in, then you deserve to be the stupid SOB that is locked up in prison for years. That's just stupidity.
You gave me the opportunity to say something. We all know if he was at Florida State, this shit wouldn't have came up. Just saying. That shit would have been swept under the rug. Jameis Winston. And they got Browns there. Oh, Jesus. We know that shit wouldn't have came out then.
Okay.
Damn dumb son of a bitches. Hey, I thought all about Florida State that I want.
Okay. I did open it up. I will give it to you.
I'm sorry. They turned around and let man steal crab legs and did all that shit with whatever.
Yeah, I opened it up. I admit it. I will say this: if you want to knock out Tommy, actually, you got Tommy. Give your best out the door. You've been on way too long.
Can't wait for the season.
All right. Hey, thanks again for calling, shipmate.
No problem.
All right. Take care. That's Tommy Beard. I looked at the clock. Yeah, if people call, we'll get these calls down. Tommy's entertaining. I can't say no to Tommy. But you can always knock out whoever's on the phone. If you think that they've been on too long, then call. If it's been over 5 minutes, call. You can knock them out. I don't have to say it. It's automatic. If the people are on the phone for too long and you think that now got to give them 5 minutes, though. Got to give them 5 minutes and knock them out. Okay? Line is open. Use Lynch as a fullback? Come on. Lynch would not come back to the team as a fullback. And by the way, if you're talking fullback, the guy named Ingold, he's a rookie. I think his name is Ingold, or he's gonna be the fullback this year. I think he's from Wisconsin. He can run. He can catch. Keith Smith is not going to be the fullback this year, in my mind. Okay. It's going to be the rookie. We might have a rookie starting tandem in the backfield. It's going to be Ingold, okay? It's going to be Ingold. Oh, wow, Roger Moore's dead. Well, thanks for that word. Doc Burdett, talk to me, brother. Take care. What's going on with you?
Oh, doing real good, Cat and Jack. Have a good night. How you doing?
I'm good. And by the way, I apologize. The last couple of times I talked with you, I didn't really get a chance. And things are going better for you, medically, physically, things like that.
I had to have an emergency surgery, and they put me on the type of eye drops now that blur the vision. So I don't know what I got until I get taken off of it because my pressure shot real high and had to go in and get another implant put in. So right now it's a waiting game.
Okay. Well, I hope you're doing good.
Oh, I'm doing good. Now, the thing about Tommy Beard, you don't knock Tommy Beard out. You ask him nicely to step aside. It's too big of a fellow for me knocking out.
Yeah, I got you, man. And for those that don't know, Tommy Beard is like 6'9" and probably 270. So I can't wait to actually hang out with Tommy Beard. I know that I'm going to have, the biggest sidekick going. So yeah, you you don't knock out Tommy. You do ask Tommy nicely, but the thought remains that as long as you have 5 minutes, and Terry Long says, "Is this the Captain Jack show?" Oh, 285. Okay, so yeah, Tommy even said what he is, 6'9", 285. So he's a little bit bigger.
He's a passionate fan too. Now I like hearing him talk. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. He likes his sports too. So
that's right. That's right. Tommy is entertaining, man. Whether it's the Capitals, because I'm allowed to say it now that the Capitals have been knocked out. Whether it's the Capitals, the Sox, or the Raiders, or the Canes, and I can't crank on the Canes, although Tommy mysteriously thinks that the Canes are going to beat the Gators this year, but we'll see. But yeah, he's a wonderful fan, and I enjoy having him on. So Terry, if you want to say, then knock him out, Terry. But give Doc his 5 minutes, Terry. I want to hear from you anyway. So go ahead, Doc. Talk to me.
A lot of people are talking about Carl Joseph has to be careful about losing his job because we picked up Abrams.
No,
but here's the thing. I have a different take on that. There's another safety we need to get rid of a lot sooner than that, and that's Reggie Nelson.
Reggie Nelson's not on the team, dude. We dropped him last year.
Is he off? Is he officially gone?
Yeah, he was gone last year. The Nelson we have on the team is Nick Nelson. He's the cornerback.
So all we got is good. Because I just didn't want. I want Reggie gone. He was too old. He's lost too much of a step. And then we picked up Joyner from the Rams.
Yeah.
The thing people don't know about Joyner is he is a multi-purpose DB. He can also play nickel. He can also play corner. He's more than just a safety. So he's going to be really valuable to us too. So I think in the safety position and our DBs, I think we're a lot more solid than we were last year.
Oh yeah, we're definitely. I mean, if you remember, we re-signed Harris, who I like. The kid's got a lot of heart. He was playing a lot of safety at the end of the year last year. We have Harris. We have right now we got Joseph. We got Joyner, who we picked up in free agency. We obviously got Abram. Nick Nelson is a possible corner safety type of tweener where we can use it either way. I'm sure that I'm forgetting other people, but the point is
we still got Worley and Conley as corners too. Our DBs are a lot more solid.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, I might have to revise my expectations to 8-8 solid, maybe.
Now, our linebacker core has also gotten a lot more solid, I feel, because I still think we still got Tahir Whitehead. We picked up Marshall and Perfect, and that doesn't forget that we have Morrow and Lee. I think we got a lot more depth there than people are thinking about. I think our linebackers are even better.
I would say, don't forget the kid from Notre Dame that should have been drafted that we got as an unrestricted free agent. So I think that's
true.
I tell you what, he might be the project at linebacker. And I tell you what, I like Marshall, but Marshall to me is this year's DJ. I don't know whether he's going to pan out. I hope he does, but he might not pan out. And he might be a signing to get the kids going and give them the wherewithal of how they need to play linebacker in the NFL. I think that Marshall is more damaged goods than DJ was last year. And I'd be surprised if Marshall has an easy get for the roster. I think I'd like to see him make the team, but he might not. And Perfect, I think, will be a fantastic addition if the concussion issues haven't taken their toll. So these are fantastic signings, providing that the guys can come in and work. So we'll see.
Well, iron sharpens iron. The more competition we have, we'll just make us better, and the cream will rise to the top in the preseason. And those who make it, and those who don't. But the more competition we bring in, especially the veterans like that, to bring along the younger guys, I think that's just a positive for us.
Yeah, I agree. Iron on iron. And Bob Money thinks we're going to have a new quarterback next season. Bob Money, I think the Niners might have a new quarterback next season too.
I think the additions we did on our offensive line and the weapons that we gave for receiving core, I think that Carr's going to show a lot of what he can do. And hey, this is a prove it or go on the NFL nowadays. And as much as I like Carr, he's going to have to prove that he still has it. I mean, that's just the reality of the game.
I agree, and like I said, I think that, like I said, Derek Carr, provided that you keep him upright and clean, he will get better, and his mental capabilities hopefully will revert back to 2016 prior to the injury. I think that we might be able to get that out of him. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see.
Well, the thing about I think about Derek Carr, and I think a lot of people, they think about, but they really don't think about it. He'll be 2 years under the same system like he did when he had his really good year. But also, I think these are the best weapons he's ever had.
True.
As a Raider.
That's true. And I think and providing that the offensive line,
kind of say, he's got to put up or shut up.
Yeah, and like I said, the offensive line has really got to play well this year. I've always been a fan of Mo, or not Mo, Curley, as our offensive line coach, not as a coach, but as a character. But I don't think Tom Cable is the best we can do at offensive line coach. And I tell you, it's kind of late to pick up an offensive line coach now. I don't know how many years Cable was our coach to be on that contract, but I really hope and pray that there is a better offensive line coach out there next year, and we'll see.
Well, I also think the fact that we got rid of our trainer, got a different trainer, because it seemed like in a lot of games in the fourth quarter we got gassed.
Yeah. We did. Our strength and conditioning is different now. Hopefully it'll work out.
And if the line can stay healthy, is a big help. And the fact that we won't have two rookies as bookends will also help.
Yeah, I agree there.
So that's why I've already went as far as 8-8. And like I told you before, I'm gonna wait before I realign what I think till I see how they gel in the preseason.
Right. And I agree there. I want to see how they are playing together.
But I see a lot of positives that we did in this off season. We definitely brought in a lot of good talent. I think this is going to be a really good 53 when it's all said and done. Like I said, I think this is a very strong addition he did on the line. I think our offensive line's really got a good chance to be a solid, maybe go back to be – I mean, last year our line was horrible.
Yeah.
But a few years ago, we was one of the best in the league, and I like to see us go back to that.
Well, remember, though, Tice was our coach then on the line, and Meathead, no matter what, he was stupid enough to give us the bed and breakfast offensive coordinator part 2. In fact, I forgot the kid's name, which is good because I'm trying to forget that all of the offense from that year. The guy that we elevated, that was a kid that Mike Tice said, "Oh yeah, this guy is wanted by a bunch of different teams. We need to sign him now." And really, I forgot his name because I'm glad I forgot his name. But Mike Tice was responsible for that debacle, bringing that young kid in as the offensive coordinator. But at least Mike Tice had the offensive line down. But then again, I think Mike Tice did that because he wanted more control over the offense as a whole, and he knew he can keep the kid under his thumb. And he was a horrible coordinator. So we don't have to worry about that now. if you can get a good coordinator with the results that Mike Tice had on the offensive line, I tell you what, we'd be in the playoffs. I can guarantee it. Todd Downing, thanks, Mike.
I think it's a possibility if we play if health stays a good issue, and if things fall the way I think they could at 8-8, it's a possibility we might back into a wild card. Now, I'm not saying win the division. I'm not saying we'll go deep into the playoffs. But I do think there is a possibility of a wild card for us.
Yeah, I mean, anything is possible. We don't know from jump what's going to happen. I mean, the year, and I'm gonna say a name that every Raider fan hates, and I hate him as well. But the year that the Patriots opened up, and I can't remember if it was with the Chiefs. And the Chiefs lineman hit Tom Brady in the knee. And, the Pats were out that year, even though that they had even though what's-his-nose came in, the kid from Southern Cal that made a ton of money with the Chiefs the following year or so. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he didn't play. He didn't play with at USC. He was like a backup at USC. But anything can happen from jump, and that just makes the whole year different. So, I mean, injuries and really wild things are a part of the game. So, I mean, right now I'm saying 7-9, 8-8 because I think we've gotten a lot better than we were. Matt Castle, thank you there, Tommy. But the by the way, it's I know it is Matt Castle, but it's spelled differently. It's Cassell, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, but things happen. So I mean, the Raiders can go from a 4-12 season, maybe like you said, maybe backing into the playoffs. But again, I'm not saying anything until I see it on the field.
Now, I will go out on a limb here, and I will make a prediction to you.
Okay.
Chiefs will not win the West.
I agree. I think if anybody, there's a lot of dissension and crap going on in Kansas City, and the one thing that I want more than anything is to go to Kansas City when I'm there on December 1st. It'll be my first time at Narrowhead, going to Kansas City to see a game. I want to see the Raiders beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, and that one game be the reason why the Chiefs don't win the West. I tell you, if the Chargers could actually stop getting in front of themselves, the Chargers have the capabilities to be the best team in the West right now. But I think that we're on an upward swing. I tell you, we're on an upward swing. And I really think that, and one of the things that we're saying about Drew Lock, and again, you're out there in misery. What's your take on Drew Lock there, Doc?
Drew Lock, I think he's going to be another bust.
I think so too. But apparently, one of the club presidents out in Texas thinks that Drew Lock is actually going to be, a really good quarterback for the Broncos. We'll see. We'll see.
Office was taught that the best way to predict future behavior is look at past behavior. And John Elway's record on picking quarterbacks
is horrible. Yes, is horrible. Yeah, and I think that I personally think that Elway. The only reason why Elway and the Broncos were good was because he picked up a Hall of Famer in Peyton Manning. You take Peyton Manning out of that equation, okay? The Broncos suck, and they have sucked for years. You take Peyton Manning out of that equation, the Broncos haven't done anything. So I think Drew Lock is going to bust out. Ultimately, we will see in a couple years. Flacco is their quarterback for this year. Flacco is probably going to be their quarterback next year. So I think that Elway is finally under the let the guy sit and learn plan. And it'll be at least next year, if not the year after, that Drew Lock gets on the field, barring injury as well. So,
in my opinion, the only reason why Flacco won a ring is the same reason Trent Dilfer won a ring.
Great defense.
Baltimore had great defense.
That's right. Okay.
And Denver's defenses went down. And I know it's my time. It's that time to knock the knock off. They'll knock me off. They will knock off Tommy. I'm a lot short of a dude.
That's right. Hey, best thought out the door, Doc.
Hey, all I can say is I'm looking for this. And the good thing is we got 2 home games, and we have a big, long stretch. And when we come back home again, the A's will be out.
That's right.
Raiders.
That's right. So I don't have to worry about that damn dirt on my stadium. I have to worry about it.
Talk to you later, buddy.
All right. Thanks again, Doc. You take care, shipmate.
You too, buddy.
All right. That's Doc Burdett. Love Doc. That means the line is open now. 813-609-0834. Trying to get back up on the comments. Tommy Beard's thinking 10-6 and 11-5. That'd be nice. I know Kuiper picked the Raiders to win the West. That was unique, though. Wow. To have Mel Kiper think anything positive about us was strange. Okay, I'm not counting this up. By the way, if you're on Facebook, thank you for being on Facebook. Come on over to YouTube, subscribe, go over to YouTube. The channel is listed. Captain Jack Rackham Levy is who you need to look for. Thank you for being on Facebook. Come on over to YouTube. It's better picture quality, better sound quality. And Brian, I'm not counting the Raiders out, but until I see the team perform, it's all paper. It's all paper. So we'll see. We'll see. I will be in Los Angeles in what that bandbox is for the Chargers. It'll be unique. I got a front row seat, I think, behind the Raiders bench, so at least I will get some good views there. I'm going to enjoy that. I've never been to a game in LA. Never. Was never at the Coliseum. Okay. Was never at Anaheim with the Rams, okay? I've never been in a game in Los Angeles. So if you live out in Los Angeles and you don't mind me hanging out on your couch or in a room, let me know. I would love to do that. By the way, while I'm doing an announcement, yeah, I know he baited Kuiper. That was funny by McShay, but McShay does that all the time. I'm looking for folks, if you're interested in doing administrative duties, and I know Tommy Beard is going to do this as soon as I get a chance to put him on my page. I'm looking for admins on my page so that and this is for the Facebook page, obviously. This way, when the show is on, to share up the shows to all the different Raider groups. If you're interested, please. I am me on Facebook. And also remember, you can share this show from YouTube. You can push share, and you can share this show right now from YouTube. Share it out to all your friends, man. Share it out to all your friends. I appreciate it. I'm looking for folks that if you like what you see, if you want to hang out and be a part of the captain's crew, basically be an officer amongst the captain's crew. If you'd like to do that, get with me. I appreciate that, and it'd be great. Again, if you're on Facebook, thank you for being there. Please come over to YouTube. Remember, I am looking for admins to share up the shows on Facebook so that we can get the word out. I enjoy the show. I enjoy hanging out with everybody. I mean, I can do other things, but I'm here with you. I'm answering your questions, and we're having a good time. And I'm getting your. I know, Tommy. I'm gonna as soon as I get some time. You're one of my admins. And who's gonna mess with a 6'9", 285 rough and tumble gentleman whose last name is Beard? Nobody. Okay, Ed, I appreciate that. Get with me on the offing. You know, I'd appreciate that for the administrative. It's just a matter of, if you're on Facebook, you share up the show, or you share the show, and it would be better to share the show from YouTube to the groups in Facebook that you're on, because this way they go right to YouTube, and it's so much better on YouTube. I swear it is. It's great. You know, being an admin on Facebook is great, but do if you can do your part here, it's better to share from here as well. But I appreciate that. Ed Winchell, please, if you can, IM me after the show. Tommy Beard, IM me to remind me. And again, we're having a good time. It is your show. You're just having a conversation with me. It is Ask Captain Jack. And I'm ready for another caller, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. Always a good time. If you like what you see, push that like button. I appreciate it. Get the word out, and we'll have some more callers, hopefully. Raider Homer, thanks for being here as well. Yeah, sure. Dude, yeah, Instagram too, man. Looking at the babes. All right. Like IG. And if you don't follow me already on any of the platforms, obviously you know you're here. You subscribe. Instagram. If you don't have a one of my cards, let me know. Send a self-addressed stamp envelope, and I'll send you one of my cards. Yeah, I got the new. Do I? No, I don't have them with me. Remind me, I got to do that. We got a call coming in. Okay, let's see who this is. It's an unknown caller. Unknown caller at 314. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Captain. This is Mike Sarah.
Oh, Mike Sarah. Okay, great, brother. Let me get you down here.
Hey, I'm always saying my comments in, but I thought I'd call you this time around.
Well, I appreciate that. I would much rather. Oh, you're in misery too, man. What's everybody? I tell you, you guys got nothing to do tonight.
I'm having a hard time hearing you, but I just wanted to weigh in on the Drew Lock situation.
Okay.
The guy's a joke. I've seen him play. I've been a Mizzou fan, and I don't like him, and I'm not worried about him, and I'm glad he's with the Broncos. So there's my 2 cents on him.
Okay.
I'm just happy that the Raiders weren't stupid enough to pick him.
Well, there you go. I mean, I was saying, if the Raiders wanted a quarterback this year, I would say, and people are going to jump on me, but I think Jones is going to be an okay quarterback. I think the Giants did okay drafting him. I like his pedigree with David Cutcliffe. I would have liked to have seen, if you're going to have $1 million arm and a 10-cent head, then go ahead and get Will Grier. But I think Drew Lock is going to bust out too. I think he's Blaine Gabbert number 2 out of Mizzou, and he's just going to suck. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you seem to think the same thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing you. You're breaking up. I'm at the gym working out right now on the machine, so
I have
a little rough time here. So sorry about that.
Okay, well, we'll do an extra 10 squats and extra 10 and do an extra 10 bench presses for me, Mike.
No, honestly, I was a little upset about the Lee Smith release. I thought him and Carr had a pretty good relationship, and he had Carr's back.
He did.
People were hard on him.
Yeah, he did. And remember, when Derek had all of those things that people were against him, Lee Smith was always in his corner backing him up, and we're going to miss that. So hopefully somebody will step up to do that for him.
I think the Raiders are really looking at Waller. I think they're looking for him to step it up and be the player that I think he can be. So I think that's who they're really looking at tight end this year.
Yeah. Well, remember, Mike Mayock himself said that when Waller walked in, he's big, strong, and fast, just like Fant was. So we already got Fant on the team. As long as he can stay straight, Waller has an issue with the weed. So as long as Waller can stay straight, we got a fantastic capabilities for a young up-and-comer at the tight end position. And I tell you what, I think that Wilson, the kid that's out of Seattle, but I think he went to the Bears last year. Wilson is going to be that guy that's going to be the consistent blocker and will catch everything thrown at him. So I think he's going to take that spot. I love Lee Smith and best to him just when he's not playing the Raiders.
Yeah, I really don't know much about this LSU guy, the Morrow. I don't know much about him. Doesn't look like he had a lot of receptions or a lot of yardage or touchdowns in college, so I'm not sure how it's going to translate into the pros.
Yeah, Morrow, I know from being an SEC guy, Morrow is pretty consistent. It's that he catches a lot of balls. I don't recall him dropping a lot of passes when I saw him. I think if Popeye is still on, maybe Popeye's my LSU guy, but Morrow is a very good pickup. He's consistent. He's a decent blocker. He catches a lot of balls. He doesn't really do – he's not spectacular, but he doesn't screw things up either.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know much about him, but I'm taking your word for it.
Yeah.
I know you're an SEC guy, so and that was, unfortunately, I think one of the better games that Drew Lack had this year, or last year, I guess, was against
the Gators?
Florida Gators.
I
was really surprised.
Yeah, I tell you, I mean, that surprised the hell out of me, too. I was not expecting it. In fact, that was one of the games I didn't watch. I can't remember where I was that I didn't watch it, but I was like, are you kidding me? Losing to Missouri? My goodness. Man. I was beside myself.
He was 0-2 in bowl games. And, that just shows that he can't win the big game. He just can't do it. So I'm not worried about him with Denver. I'm glad they got him. I think it'll be another bust.
Okay. Well, I mean, I got your word for it. I got Doc's word for it. That's also in Missouri. So I need a third Missouri Raider fan to come and confirm everything for me. I'm sure there's one around there somewhere. You can find them.
Definitely. But, yeah, as far as the running back situation goes, I'm kind of looking for Chris Warren if healthy, to be the running back number 2.
Yeah.
I think he'll be the big guy who will get the big yardage. He'll get the guy that will run out the clock at the end of the game. I think he's got something. I like him.
I think so too. I think Warren's going to be like the Tyrone Wheatley guy. Jacobs is going to be a cross. He's not. Jacobs right now is kind of like a Charlie Garner type. He can catch, he can run, he can do everything you throw at him. He's not imposing, but he will run you over if you think that you're going to get a good tackle on him. I think Warren is kind of like that Wheatley guy who will run you over and just will keep asking for more. Richard will be good too.
But, if he stays healthy. I don't know if he's had a history of injury in college, but obviously he had that injury last year that we really didn't know about until the season began or close to the season, because I thought he was going to make the roster.
Yeah. Well, he did have a little bit of, I don't want to say he was injury plagued at Texas, but he did have some injuries. So it wasn't too much out of the fact of what could happen, but I think he's going to come in strong, and I think he'll be okay. Yeah,
I agree. But, as far as the O-line goes, I think that's the key to the season. You keep Carter upright, and he's going to have another quality year like he had in 2016. So let's just hope that happens, and he's going to succeed with the receivers he's got. So I'm looking for good things from Carter this year.
I'm hoping, man. I hope so. I think so. I hope so. Let's make it happen.
And I guess I have a buddy here that I go to the first Raider game I ever went to was a couple years ago against the Giants in Oakland, which was an incredible experience for me. But he's my buddy's really down on Carter. Never really liked him, and I've always tried to stick up for him. And I think last couple of years I've kind of been off the Carter bandwagon too. But I think this is his year. He's going to come through and play better.
I'm hoping, Mike, because I tell you what, Glennon and Landry Jones, they're good backups, but they're not really good starters. So we're going to have to ride more we're going to have to ride the car all the way to the finish line. Like I said, if we need a game or two out of whoever one of our backups is, that's fine. But you better make sure that Derek Carr is your quarterback at the end of the season. And there's no other way to win other than through Carr.
Totally agree. Yeah, as far as backup situations go, I think that's kind of not really relevant this year because I can't see anybody after the Carr would go down. I don't see any of these guys really, bringing us to the promised land. I think they're just kind of like emergency guys that'll help us out, get the season over with. But
yeah.
Carr goes down, we're definitely not going to do much.
That's true.
But anyway, well, I'm going to let you go. I just wanted to call in. I know I've always sent the messages, and I just wanted to say hi, and I love your show. And it's encouraging during the season when I get to listen to your show after a loss. Kind of gives me some catharsis and helps me out a little bit. So I do appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, no worries, man. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Mike. Get the word out, man. This is the place to be. Get those asses off of Facebook and come over here to YouTube.
Will do. Yeah, I'm having a real hard time hearing you. I think it's because of where I'm at right now, so I can't really hear too much of your comments back to me. But anyway, I'll let you go. But I just, like I said, I love your show, and I'm glad I got to call in, and I'll probably be doing this more often.
Hey, thank you. Call more often and appreciate it. Hopefully you heard that.
All right, Captain. I heard you on that one.
All right.
Good one, sir.
You take care, shipmate.
All right, bye now.
All right, bye-bye. That's Mike Sarah. I've got him on the phone too, so I get more numbers. It's great, man. I appreciate everybody calling in. It's good. It's good to have more folks calling in. How far am I from Ocala? I'm 90 minutes from Ocala. In fact, Gainesville's 2 hours. The Turnpike is about an hour. Ocala is about another 20 minutes. It's about 90 minutes for me. So I can be in Ocala in about 90 minutes. Carl will break every quarterback career Raider record next year. I hope. El Rondo, thanks for coming in as well. We're getting some folks in. Hopefully we can continue with the show. We got a line open, 813-699-0834. See if I'm missing anything on Facebook. Okay, yeah. Hey, the owner is here. Steve Tate, thanks for coming in. Go, Pack, go, just as long as they're not playing the Raiders. I can say that. Enjoy the Packer fans. Great. I tell you what, if you guys can't have a better fan than Steve, the owner, Tate, he's over on Facebook. Come on over to YouTube, gentlemen. It's always better. Hot Neil, I hope you're feeling better. Will Bertios, thanks for coming in. Rick Raya, thank you. And Raul, again. Hot Neil and Rochelle. Rochelle, my beautiful, beautiful lady from Toronto who I got a chance to meet over in the draft, her and her boyfriend. No, I wasn't with her, I swear, because I tell you, I don't ever want to mess with somebody's girlfriend when their boyfriends are there, right? You can't do that. But again, thank you for coming in. Come on over to YouTube. Better picture, better sound, better quality. Come on over to YouTube. Subscribe. The lock, or should say the link, the link is over on Facebook. You just want to look for Captain Jack Rackham Levy. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for being over there on Facebook. I enjoy everybody over there. But for better sound quality and better picture, please come over to YouTube. And I agree, Warren's going to be a great player. We just need to make sure that Warren is upright too. Like I said, the offensive line is the key this year. It all comes down to the lines. That's why the Raiders were very intent on getting better line play, both offensively and defensively. And I tell you, you don't win in the NFL if you have crappy lines. You don't win. And that's why it's going to be up to the offensive line and the defensive line to win the games for you. That's why we went heavy last year on the defensive front, right? With P.J. Hall and Maurice Hurst. And I tell you, fantastic additions there. Hankins came back. McDonald was there. So It's going to be better. It's going to be better. And then, of course, we went end heavy this year. Remember, Morrow is also there. He's a run stuffing end. I think he's probably going to be the starter opposite of Farrell on the first early downs because he stops the run more than anything else, okay? Second most fourth quarter comeback since he's been in the league. Well, there you go. Derek Carr is our man, and we need to make sure we keep him upright and happy. I think that as long as we do that, the Raiders will go far. It's going to be great to see, and I really can't wait until the beginning of this season. Like I said, right now, I should say I'm always a pessimist, but I'm a realist, man. I want to see it for myself. And until I do, 7-9, 8-8. But I might have to go up, but we'll see how they play together. Line is open, 813-699-0834, 813-699-0834. We had what, two new callers come in. Frank Rizzo called once before, so I just didn't get the number down. So Frank called back. That's the thing, his second call in. Then we got Mike Sarah. Always good to hear from everybody. Terry Long, dude, you can call in. I mean, Terry's good for commenting. Raider Homer, got a chance to meet Raider Homer there in Nashville as well. Great guy. It was good. Keith's going to be a nice pass rush. Keith still needs to add a little bit more weight, and he needs to learn to play within himself, okay? He kind of rushes the passer with abandon, but he needs to kind of like slow down that half a step. And he'll get to the quarterback instead of overrunning the quarterback. And once he does that, I think we'll get a lot out of Arden Key. Great pickup. Remember, he wouldn't have been picked where he was. I mean, if he would have had been picked at his potential, he was a higher pick. We got Hurst because of the medical issues at a good rate. We got Key because of his issues, shall we say, off the campus or off the field because of those issues. We got these great players at good spots because they had some issues. We just needed to polish them up. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Again, enjoy the show. You can call in anytime. I know. My lady Marguerite Rochelle. I know it's long distance from Toronto. I get it. So I know that's a pain in the ass to call. How long is that beard? I don't know. I've never. I got a text. I don't know how long it is. I'm going to the stylist tomorrow. I want to say, what is it? At least 4 inches long, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know. We'll see. We report today that we will probably play the Packers in Winnipeg. Maybe, but I thought that game was. It wasn't going to be in Canada. I know that they were talking about it. It was off the books. It was on the back. So apparently it's back on for a possible Canadian game. We'll see. Line is open, 813-699-0834. I'm going through your comments. Somebody texted and said, how long is the beard? I won't give the number out. I don't know whether it's a troll. I don't know. We'll see. Make the drive for that game, live in Illinois. Yeah, great. To the Canada? Yeah, great, man. Now, I am going to the Packer game with the help. I actually had I was talking about Steve Tate earlier. Great guy. And I'm going to be with Wayne Sargent. I'll be hanging out with Wayne and Steve Tate while I'm up in Green Bay. Great time there. Okay, might be looking for a new quarterback to see. Oh, okay, I got you, Bob. I wasn't saying you were trolling, but I mean, and again, I enjoy having a good discourse with people from other teams, and I enjoy that because again, at least we're talking and you show your colors, and I enjoy that. And it might be that the Raiders will have a quarterback. Are you talking for next season? After this season? Yeah, I was going to think for 2020, moving into Vegas. Depending upon what Carr does this year, Bob, yeah, I mean anything is anything is possible. Anything is possible. By the way, the Sixers won Game 3. I just got the peg. So Sixers are up 2-1 over the Toronto Raptors. That's a little bit of an upset there. A little bit of an upset. Line is open, 813-699-0834. Bob Money, call in if you want. Let's talk Niners. I mean, Bob, I would be interested to hear from Bob because, again, the Niners went ahead and they took Nick Bosa with that number 2 pick. And remember, just on the field, Nick Bosa has the capabilities to be that stalwart, dynamic end. But is he going to fit into that locker room? In Santa Clara, being the very hard right-wing politico that he is, when you have a extremely left leaning, for the most part, locker room, I don't like to bring politics into the show because it doesn't really – I don't like to talk politics. I don't like to talk politics, but I tell you, Nick Bosa in Santa Clara, will that be a tipping point? And while we're talking quarterbacks, because I was talking to a couple Niner fans that I was there with at the draft, and there's a lot of those Niner fans, they're still not sold on Jimmy Garoppolo, because the more film you get on Garoppolo, the more he can be listed as what did we really get with this guy? If anything, maybe the Niners should have taken Haskins with the number 2 pick. If anything, maybe they could have traded back and gotten Jones or another pick. I mean, I'll tell you what, if they wanted a good quarterback, like I said, $1 million arm, nickel head, Will Grier. Takes time for it to add for some reason. I'm not sure when the Google account added pick, but not sure. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I know Rochelle from Canada. I haven't seen for like 20. Oh, Terry, Rochelle is beautiful, beautiful gal. Hopefully she's still watching. Okay, over on Facebook, Natasha Manning, my lady in Nevada, not in Carson City. What's the other? It's not Tahoe. Oh my goodness, is it Carson City? President of one of the Raider booster clubs out there. Welcome to Natasha out there. Jason Raider J. Hoovis, thanks for coming in. And Brenda Raiderette Garcia, thanks for coming aboard. Again, if you are on Facebook, I appreciate you being here, but try to come on over to YouTube. Better sound, better picture quality, greater time. Come on over to YouTube. The address should be at the description. YouTube.com/C/Captain Jack Rackham Levy. Better times, better picture on YouTube. And I can read your comments a lot easier because I have the other screen that I use over here. I have a lot of my information on, but it's a little bit easier to read with the one screen. We were going through the 53. We might have to do that. I'm definitely going to do that on Wednesday, upcoming. This Wednesday, upcoming, so like a week from yesterday, we're going to do a Coast to Coast Raider Nation podcast. Now, hopefully, I will be joined by Angria Trask. I tell you what, a very smart lady. And if Angria Trask says anything, I don't have to check it because Angria knows her stuff. Knows her stuff solid. Okay. She has her own podcast. I think it's the Ladies of Darkness. It's LOD. Look it up on Twitter and Instagram. LOD podcast. She's part of the Crow's Nest crew there. So great podcasters in their own right. Angria was doing a podcast with me last year, Coast to Coast Raider Nation. Join us on Wednesday, and we'll be doing that this Wednesday upcoming, 9:00 Eastern, 6:00 Pacific, 5:00 if you're in where Andrea is, because she's over in Alaska. Not sure exactly where, but we'll be doing that on Wednesday. Yeah, the Howie Long poster, that's an original, man. That's not a reissue. That is from, I bought it in 1989 at Fisherman's Wharf. Was it Pier 39? The big sports store that's there on Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. Bought the poster there, brought it with me to the Philippines, and that's the original. That's the original poster. It's not signed, but I do have some Howie Longs that are signed, and you'll see them when the room gets done. Thanks for calling. I definitely needed a break. 540. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, brother? This is Terry Long.
Terry Long, great. I'm going to put you in my phone, so this way, hopefully next time, I'll know exactly who I'm talking to. And you're from Virginia. Good to see. What part of Virginia, Terry?
Well, I was from Virginia. I just actually moved to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
All right.
I was in Rocky Mount.
Okay.
That's right between Roanoke and Martinsville. If you've seen that movie Lawless about the moonshiners,
I do know about it. I was going to say
that's about Rocky Mount, Franklin County. That film is based on a book from a guy there.
Okay.
Anyway, that's where that was. No, I'm originally from right here in Tabor City, North Carolina, which is just 20 miles from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we just moved here. And, I lived in San Diego back in the 70s, sometime in the 70s. And that's when I became a Raider fan.
Okay. That's probably a story in itself, but we'll catch it another time. I want to make sure that you get your 5 quality minutes in first before we go into there. And again, I appreciate all of your comments, Terry, that you've been talking to as well. I got you in there. And again, thank you for calling in. So what are your thoughts and feelings? I know you were talking about a couple different things tonight, and if you folks didn't get a chance to see the commentary, go ahead and give me a splurt. Just throw it out there, man. We're going to talk about whatever you want.
Sure. I mean, I just make comments about everything. I'm just totally for the Raiders, man. I hope for the best. I believe the best. I don't really listen to any of the negative stuff. Whatever. It is what it is. But like people, I don't know what people say about Lynch. I love Lynch. I think he's such a Raider. First of all, he loves the Raiders probably as much as anybody, if not more. And I think he's still got it in him. What did you say? He was 33?
Yeah, 33, 34 years old.
Right. I mean, and then Martin, I just think that he's still got it. And I could see him and Warren. And, of course, you know how Warren, he just runs hard, like you're saying. And this new guy, there's no telling what he's going to do. I just see those 3 guys. I just got comments, but I just love the Raiders, and I expect them to win defeated every year.
Well, again,
I
don't.
That's unrealistic, but that's the way I think.
I got you. And again, it's not that I don't like Marshawn. And I'm going to tell you how much I respect Marshawn, because to tell you, hey, Valerie's in. So I definitely got at least my one hottie here. Valerie. I love my Valerie, love my wenches. Want to make sure I get that out there. But I tell you, I'll show you how much I respect Marshawn Lynch. I am a veteran, and I really was not on the where it is where I get it. So I'm not going to go into that anymore. But I respect Marshawn Lynch so much from the last 2 years that he played for the Raiders, that when I was in Vegas on New Year's Eve, they had Marshawn Lynch jersey. Well, granted, they were on sale, which is another reason why. So I didn't have to pay full boat on it. But I bought myself a Marshawn Lynch jersey because I respect Marshawn's running ability. I respect everything that he did while a Raider in that respect. There was nobody that ran harder with more reckless abandon and that gave it all for the Raiders than Marshawn. I get that. But I tell you what, he is, with his injuries that he had with the groin, that's hard to come back from. And I firmly believe if the Raiders were really interested in him, that it wouldn't have been an issue. It would have been, we're going to sign Marshawn back, because it wasn't one of those things, oh, don't worry about it, we're bringing Marshawn back. It was all quiet, man. It was all this, are they going to do it? Are they not going to do it? The fact that they let him out there without a contract told me everything I needed to know, because Marshawn is about the Raiders. He would have been a great addition to the team. So I'm not anti-Marshawn Lynch, but I tell you what, Martin was
I don't think that at all.
Yeah, but Martin was the better running back last year, and that's statistically, it is. He was the better running back last year. He ran the scheme better, and he was more productive. Well, I guess he got more carries because he had 2/3 of the year, or a little over half of the year. But I tell you what, he was more productive in his carries. I don't know if his yards per carry or yards per rush was better, but you look at it cumulatively, he did more with the ball, and he could catch the ball, which is something that Marshawn can't do.
Right. Well, I'm just sentimental. I'd like to see him. I figure it's the last year we're going to be in Oakland. He's an Oakland guy.
He is.
It would have been great for him to play for the team, his favorite team, the last year they're going to be there. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how bad the groin injury is, and I understand that is hard to come back from.
It is.
And if that's the case, and that might be part of the reason why they let him out or whatever, bring him back. But, I don't know. I just think he's a good player, but I don't know all the statistics about him and Martin between them and all that, what you do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly. I just know that Martin had more yards. He probably had more carries. But I also know that Martin caught the ball a hell of a lot, and Marshawn, I think, caught the ball maybe once or twice. And he's more of a complete back than Marshawn is. Okay, and it's just, and again, I saw a lot of Doug Martin being here in Tampa, and Doug Martin is the same guy that ran over the Raiders. I think it was like 250 yards the last time that the Raiders played the Buccaneers in Oakland, and Doug Martin by himself destroyed the Raiders. So they knew what they were getting with Doug Martin. He had a pretty unproductive last year in Tampa, but he was very productive for the Raiders this past year. And I'm glad that they re-signed him under the auspices that I wanted to see what Crowell was going to do. I think we really lost a really good back in Isaiah Crowell. But if the one guy is gone, I'm very happy to have Doug Martin back in the fold.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not anti-Martin anyway, but I was hoping to see what Crowell could do too. I actually didn't know he got hurt until you said it on the show.
Yeah. It was in the first practices this week. I think it was either Monday or Tuesday that the word came out that he blew his Achilles and he's gone for the year. I mean, and so I think that they owe him at least $2.5 million. I don't know how much of that was guaranteed, but that's
Right.
unfortunate. That is an unfortunate thing because I'm sure he would have had a really good run for us, no pun intended, this year.
Yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts on all these people that seem to be, and because I look at Facebook all the time, and like Raider stuff is always showing up, so I look at it and the questions, whatever, and then all the people just supposed to be Raider fans just hating on that coach, hating on Carr, and it just, to me, it's just mind-blowing. I mean, the guy threw for over 4,000 yards last year, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and there was the most yards he's ever thrown for in his career.
And if the guy, it's my feeling that every pro quarterback should be able to throw and make throws. But if you gotta have time to do that, and you just gotta have some blocking. And I could see the Carr was played. To me, it looked like he would be a little scared at times, and I know that comes from having gotten hurt, or at least I would assume that's why. But the guy can make every throw.
Yeah.
But you got to have time to do it. And I don't understand why everybody, get this guy. I'm like, dude, I mean, the guy threw for 4,000 yards. I mean, what's the problem?
I mean, other than Kenny Stabler, that I literally saw throw a touchdown from his ass. I mean, I really did. I really saw that. He was on his ass and he threw a touchdown. Now, the way the rules are, once your ass goes down, you're down. But back then, I guess he wasn't in the ground, and they let the play go.
Yeah, you have to be touched back then, right?
Right. You cannot throw a touchdown if you're lying on your ass. And that's the way it is with Derek Carr. And, as long as you keep him upright, he'll be good to go. By the way, Valerie, yes, Warren is back, and he should be playing this year in our backfield. He got a little heavy. I think it was up to like 270. But I know, man, 270, we can put him as an extra guard. But, hopefully he'll back down to like where he should be at 240, 250. So, sweetheart, he is back this year. But again, getting back to Carr. Carr can do all that he needs to do, but you need to keep Derek Carr upright and engaged. And I think that as long as the offensive line does that job, that there will be no issues with it. But he still has to get it in here because he is a little bit gun shy still. He's afraid of getting effed up, and hopefully that won't. The longer it'll be, that the more reps he has and the more he relies on the offensive line, the better he will be. I want him to get back to that. Remember, he should have been the MVP in 2016 if he hadn't gotten injured against the Colts. I really think he would have been the MVP that year. The Raiders would have went, and I think they would have went and beat the Patriots. We could have done that.
Oh, absolutely. I was so excited about Warren last year, and I didn't even know. I was like the other guy that commented earlier that he was even. I thought he's going to be on the team for sure. Just watching him through the preseason.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know until I was like, where's that Warren guy? Where's that guy at? But I didn't even know. It was like, so I'm so excited about him, man. But to me, when you say like Coughlin, I always said, this guy runs like Bo Jackson. And as far as hitting somebody and running through them. But he's not as fun as Bo Jackson, though.
Yeah, I tell you, having a running game, having real receivers, having that tight end, the offense this year can be scary good, providing that the kids live up to their potential. Like I said, Antonio Brown's going to run his routes, and as long as he isn't too much of a distraction, we'll be good. I like Waller at tight end. I really do. I think Terrell Williams will be a godsend there, and I like Renfro. I like him as a rookie starting out in the slot. And I tell you what, Maybe Aitman gets put over to tight end as well because he's a big, strong, lanky kid that can run. So we'll see. But, he's going to be involved. Like I said, I like our running backs this year between Richard and Jacobs and obviously Martin. I like what we got. We have the capabilities to be really, really good this year. But until we get everything going, I'm going to keep it right around 7-9, 8-8. I want to see it happen.
Well, you're going to be changing that, I hope. I really do. I hope. We've got the players, Captain. We've got them. I mean, as long as they can get them together, get them on the same page, we've got good guys in the backfield that we've picked up. I mean, this other guy, this new guy we got in the number 3, our third pick, is a hitter. What was that guy?
Oh, Abram at safety?
Abram.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be another Ronnie Lott, just
whoa. He's a hard hitter, but don't give him a gold jacket yet. There's only one Ronnie Lott.
Well, I'm going to give it to him. Hey, I'm all for all that for my team.
I got you.
I'm just going to give him, He's got to live up to it, but you can just see it in his face, his demeanor. I'm like, this guy, he likes to do what he does.
He does. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, and I said I like Abram back there. I like the fact that we have, like I said, Joyner back there. I like Harris back there, and I think that there is Joseph. There's a place for Joseph. I tell you that it's going to be so hard to keep the best 53 this year. But isn't that great that you have really hard decisions that you're going to need?
Absolutely.
I tell you, it'll be wonderful.
And in the NFL, I don't know why they seem to hate on the Raiders so much, but I think that they did so well in the draft. I think they did just because they didn't pick who they thought they should have picked in the 4th pick. All of a sudden, what were they thinking? You know what I mean? Give the people some credit for knowing what the heck they're doing.
That's right. I tell you what, Terry, give me your best out the door, shipmate.
Well, my best out the door is like, listen, Raider fans, we got this. Stand with your team. Let them do what they do. Believe in your coaches. They're the ones that get paid to do what they do. I just sit here on the couch and enjoy it. So we got this undefeated season. Let's go Raiders.
Oh, very good. 16-0. I like that, Terry.
Boom.
All right,
brother. We'll be talking with you.
All right. Thanks again. That's Terry Long. Good here. A good first call. Maybe 15-1. Maybe 15-1. I don't ever say it, but you know what? I like that enthusiasm. Valerie, the line is open for you, sweetheart. There is a line open for Valerie, and I love this. I love to hear from Valerie. Valerie is wonderful. Hopefully she'll call in. Hopefully she'll hear me, because right now it's a little bit past 11. I will stay here for a Valerie call. Hopefully I'll get one. Always great hearing from her. And I do remember Jamarcus Russell. That's a bad memory there, Valerie. I was actually checking my phone. I actually had Jamarcus's parents in my phone from when they played here in Tampa. My goodness. And I Jamarcus Russell, and I got rid of it because I knew, I said, why am I keeping Jamarcus Russell's parents' phone number in my phone? So we'll see that. Gruden handled Ryson. He can handle Brown. Hopefully so, Homer. Hopefully so. And let's see if I can get my I got my love on the line with Valerie. How you doing, darling?
Hello.
How you doing, sweetheart? You are definitely my last call of the evening. What's going on, sweetheart?
Oh, nothing. Just super, super excited about the draft picks and the season. And I was just a little disappointed they got rid of Lee Smith.
Yeah. I mean, that was a surprise. That was a surprise. I will say that, because that came way out. I mean, that was so far out. It wasn't even out of left field. It was from down the street three blocks down outside of the Monster and Green in Fenway. That's how far out it was. So I was not expecting that.
I'm just really surprised because, with the draft picks, they're talking about what they liked about these kids, their dedication, that they're coachable and this, that, and the other. I felt that Lee Smith was in the locker room. He was great for the guys, and I'm just really surprised.
Yeah, I mean, a very good locker room presence, as you said, a really good friend to Derek Carr. We were talking before that other than Crabtree probably being the best receiver that Carr has had, I think the most reliable receiver and the best friend when you put it together with personality and catching almost everything in sight. I think that Lee Smith was Carr's favorite in the receiving core, and that's going to be a bit for him to get away from. And the fact that he doesn't have that security blanket anymore, so he's going to have to learn to figure out, is it going to be Carrier? Is it going to be Butler? Is it going to be Waller? Is it going to be Wilson? Is it going to be the new kid Moreau? There's 5 tight ends right there, and figured the only three of them at most are going to stick. So we're going to lose 2 of those guys. And remember, before Lee Smith went, one of those guys wasn't going to be in that list. So we're going to have a very excitable, productive tight end crew. They're just going to be on the younger side. So we'll see who can take that. Right now, Wilson is the veteran of that group. So we'll see what he can bring to the equation.
Yeah. But I am just so excited. I'm so excited for football season. I can't stand it.
Well, and am I going to see you at a game with me this year?
Yes, absolutely. We're going to pick one. I'm not sure which one we're going to, but we're definitely going out to Oakland this year. Kayla, I think Ashley, myself, and my sister, I think.
Wow. The 4 beauties, the 4 beauties and the beast. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, no, we just haven't picked the game yet.
Okay, well, make sure I know about which one it is.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So what else you got going on there, Val? What else you got for me?
You know what? Nothing. Whoever you were just talking to before me, he was mentioning all the different groups on Facebook and all the hate and all the, I've gotten rid of so many of those groups because I can't stand the negativity. Look, I just feel, that we just have to trust the process. I think, and he also said that he was talking about people being pissed off and saying they can't believe what we picked. And that's why I put that about Jamarcus Russell. You remember all the hype and all the bullshit around him and what that ended up being. So yeah. I trust they know what they're doing, and we're just going to have to, wait and see what goes on.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I like the roster as it is right now, and I look at it. I mean, it's going to be so hard to pick the best 53. It's going to be so hard. Yeah. Okay, actually 62, because I think there's like 9 or is it 10 on the practice squad, so 53 plus 10 or so. But still, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. No, Homer, I don't have the number anymore. I got rid of it. So unless Jamarcus calls me, I'll interview Jamarcus Russell, but somebody's got to get me his number. But yeah, it's going to come down to we're going to have a competitive team. I'm not hating on the Raiders. I'm always a prove it guy. So we'll see what happens, though. We'll definitely see what happens.
I'm very excited. I just think that I watched the Good Morning Football. I watched that a lot, and they're talking all kind of great stuff about the Raiders. So one of them, I'm not sure which one. One of them said, they could even see us winning the AFC West.
Yeah, that was Mel Kiper, and Mel Kiper was goaded by Todd McShay, because I think McShay says, well, if you like the Raiders so much, you think they're going to win the West, right, Mel? Right? So he was kind of like, pushing him into it. And Kiper went out and said, yeah, I think the Raiders are going to win the West. We'll see. I mean, things can happen, maybe, but I want to see it. I think it can happen, but you know what? I got to see it first.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm right there too. But I'm super excited. I can't wait.
Well, I'm excited with you, and I can't wait to see you. Like I said, love my Valerie, love my wenches, love my ladies.
Well, it's good talking to you, and I gotta go to bed now. I'm tired.
Okay, well, get some sleep, honey. You take care and keep in touch.
All right. Nice talking.
All right. That's my girl, Valerie. Love you, hon.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. And with that, I get to do something I like to do, and that is play my outro music, which means that the show is going to be over in a little bit. If you like what you saw, and I hope you did, give me some more thumbs up, and I appreciate you getting the word out. Thanks for the thumbs up. Again, I miss Khalil, but I don't miss Cooper. So that's just the way it is there. Remember, join me Sunday for the You Don't Know Jack About Sports Show. It's here on Facebook. It's here on YouTube. Get on over and come on in to YouTube. Share the show up. If you're interested in being an admin for the captain, please let me know. Give me a comment or send me a text message at the numbers you know. I'm looking for some help. We will see you on Sunday. Everybody have a great rest of your night. Take care, guys and gals. Yarn from Captain